Who would have guessed that from this bean is a global billion-dollar industry? Coffee is one of the most consumed beverages in all the world. The origin of coffee has a lot of different legends. The most popular legend comes from an Ethiopian goat herder named Kaldi. Kaldi was grazing his goats along the hillside when he noticed that his goats were dancing. Well, he realized that they had been grazing on a reddish cherry-like plant. He went over there, picked some, ate some of the cherries, and then he himself was described as dancing. That became coffee beans as we know it. Around AD 1000, the coffee plant traveled up to Arabia, where Muslims started the practice of brewing the beans to get coffee as we know it today. After that, the plant traveled around other parts of the Mediterranean, India, and also northern Africa. After that, then it soon found its way up into the European countries, and then after that, America. Today, coffee production is up to 120 million bags a year, with the biggest exporter of the coffee beans being Brazil, but America being the biggest consumer. Coffee is not just a drink, it's a pastime. It's found its way in the hearts of Americans everywhere. Your average coffee enthusiast doesn't just enjoy coffee for the wake-up effect or the energy boost, they enjoy being a coffee drinker. My research that I did was quite fascinating. I focused down on coffee enthusiasts. I realized that coffee enthusiasts were adventurous people. They loved experimenting and experiencing new things. They were always open to trying a new roast, a new blend, or new brew of a certain type of coffee. They had their own particular types they mostly kept to, but they were always open for trying something new. Another common trend I found was that most people were early to bed, early to rise. Every one of the people I interviewed went to bed between 10:30 and 11 and woke up between 5:30 and 6:30. I thought this was very interesting, especially since they all relied on coffee in the morning to wake up. Coffee enthusiasts have their own particular way that they like to have their coffee. Each one has a different brew, a different grinding process, or a different type of bean that they enjoy. All the coffee enthusiasts I talked to didn't really prefer or really care for Starbucks. Every coffee enthusiast drank their coffee black, which is something interesting. They didn't really care for all the extra things that are added in, and they claimed that Starbucks has a habit of over-burning or over-roasting their coffee beans, giving it a very strong, bitter, bold taste. Most prefer a medium to mild blend. You see, a mild or medium blend or roast retains more of the body and retains more of the region which it's grown in. So when you drink it, you get more of the flavor and more of the body of where that coffee was grown and harvested. Another interesting story I heard was from one of my interviewees about an older gentleman that he works with. You see, at his work, they brew a high quality, very superior type of coffee. But the older gentleman just prefers Folgers instant coffee. See, when he grew up, all they had was Maxwell House and Folgers. So he just prefers drinking something that is familiar to him. It's a generational taste. But as one interviewer told me, there's no such thing as that perfect cup of coffee. There's thousands of ways you can prepare that cup through different harvesting methods, through different roasting, blends, flavors, and brewing process. Your perfect cup can come in a variety of ways, so there's multiple ways you can have that perfect cup of coffee. In closing, the biggest thing I've learned between all coffee enthusiasts is that they are proud to be coffee drinkers. As I said before, they don't necessarily enjoy coffee just for the energy, the pick-me-up, the flavors, the tastes. They enjoy being a coffee drinker. And that's the most important thing to remember. Coffee is not just a drink, and it's an experience. And it's unique to every user.